Hey guys, this is Brendan with another video. I'm usually going all over the place with the videos and stuff, but sorry. Let me try and see if I can brighten this video up a little bit more. There we go, that should be okay. Hopefully darken it a little more. There we go, that's perfect. You can see my actual face. Today I'm going to do one about Doctor Who, and the reason will become clear in a couple moments. I don't know how long this video is going to last, and like how long it's going to run, so please bear with me. I just want to start off by saying I am a huge fan of Doctor Who, have been ever since I was a kid. I used to watch it at PBS all the time, especially when like Tom Baker's Sylvester McCoy episodes were on. I used to watch like Saturday nights, along with Tales for the Crypt, and I strictly remember that once Doctor Who was over, that the PBS station would go off for the night usually, and then after a while it changed up to doing like at the movies and stuff that instead of just going off. But I remember that they would end their broadcast day typically with Doctor Who, and I still remember when Sylvester McCoy had the umbrella with the question mark on it. We used to have one like that, and I don't know where it went. It disappeared somehow. So, and then for a while, and then they hear that no new episodes are going to get made because it was, on hiatus for a good long time, which really sucked. And then I was a big fan of the Fox movie too, which I think was, was it back in '92? No, I think it was '94 actually. Let me see. I think the Doctor Who movie is in '94. I think. Let me check my records. Check IMDb.com. By the way, if you can't tell, this is a TARDIS, so I'm a big Doctor Who fan. So if people don't like it, oh, no. Darn it, load. IMDb is being a pain in the butt. Let's Google it. What I'm typing is what year did the Doctor Who TV movie air on Fox? It says 96. I don't know. Look it up on Wikipedia. Wikipedia is your friend usually, so, it says 96, but I could swear it was earlier than that, huh? That's weird. May 14 May 1996. Okay, it just seems like it was earlier than that. And that was a good TV movie. I remember that, it was suspended back in production of it was suspended back in 1989. It was intended as a backdoor pilot for a new American produced Doctor Who TV series that introduced Paul McGann. Someone's texting me about a friend about Bret Hart, which we'll talk about tomorrow in my other video, which I'll talk about. So again, back Doctor Who. Introduced Paul McGann as the 8th Doctor in his only televised appearances. The character told the night of the Doctor in 2013 also marks the final appearance of Sylvester McCoy as the 7th Doctor and the only appearance of Daphne Ashbrook, his companion Grace Holloway. It also, and I remember that it also introduced Eric Roberts as the Master, and he was actually quite good. He was kind of nutty in it and stuff like that, but I think that was his only appearance as the Master too. Although a rating success in the United Kingdom, the film did not fare well on American television, and no series was commissioned. The series was later relaunched in 1995 on the BBC, which we'll talk about in a little while. Here's the thing. when you get put up against the final, either one of or the final episode of Roseanne, it kind of hurts your show, which I think was the stupidest thing that Fox have ever done. Just ridiculous. This series has been, up against tremendous odds. I remember that the first episode aired in November, the same night that President John F. Kennedy was assassinated. So it was like, and then when it didn't get good ratings at all, and then when they repeated it the next week with the second episode, it actually did fantastic and stuff. So, but I've been a fan of her since it was on PBS. I love the TV movie. I actually have the TV movie in my collection. I taped it off Fox, but I lost the tape. Well, the tape broke a while ago because I used to watch it so much. And when the special edition DVD came out, I had to get something off my lips. Excuse me. When the special edition DVD came out a couple years ago, I ran out and bought it and stuff. I still love that movie. It's still really cool and stuff. I was watching it on BBC America during the 50th anniversary celebration too. And then to hear that they were relaunching it in 2005 made my day. And I remember watching I think it was the first two episodes that they showed back to back on Sci-Fi Channel. Excuse me, I had to get sent off my bed. On Sci-Fi Channel made my day because I remember that weekend I was actually sick, and that helped me feel better and stuff. That was like Christopher Eccleston or or however you say his name is. He portrayed the Doctor in the relaunch. Excuse me. The relauncher. Dang it, I got stuff. I got fuzz in my bed. I said fuzz. He was great for the Doctor. It was a shame to see him go after a season. I've talked about that before. How I didn't appreciate, that he kind of bailed on after a season of that. But that's neither here nor there. And we've all forgiven him afterwards because he's come out and said he's a big fan and he's apologized for leaving the show after only one season, and he felt he should have stayed longer and stuff. That's like, whatever happened. I'm glad he was there. I'm glad that he helped relaunch it because it led us with Chris. Then we got David Tennant, who is one of the best. Then we got Matt Smith, who is my favorite. Then we got Peter Capaldi. Now, Peter Capaldi, who you guys know I love Peter Capaldi, and he's a brilliant Doctor. And it's just this past week has just been a gut punch, one gut punch after another gut punch after another gut punch, and I'll explain this a little more detail when it happens. This week that this whole season has been a record-breaking hit on BBC America, and space in Canada and Australia and everything like that. And in England, it's still doing well, but it's just in England that they've had all this Rugby World Cup and stuff like that, and I got a message about Bret Hart coming in. I'll just mention this about Bret Hart. He's fighting prostate cancer. My thoughts and prayers are with the man. That's all I want to say about that. I'll talk about him a little more tomorrow if I can on my video. Getting back to Doctor Who, this past week has just been one big sucker punch after another. Because, we lost. In England, the ratings weren't so great because the friggin' Rugby World Cup and stuff like that. But when you add in DVR and stuff like that, it gets a lot better. So it's been doing okay, and they're going to cancel the show. It's like, they're not canceling the show. It's picked up for like another at least 4 or 5 years. It's probably, excuse me, I had something on my lip. They're probably going to stay longer than that because, this thing is a worldwide phenomenon, and BBC just lost Jeremy James and Richard for Top Gear, so they don't even know if that's going to be a big hit anymore, so. Right now it's on hiatus, and then we just found out that, Stephen Moffat will be showrunner Stephen Moffat will be leaving. Chris Chibnall, who runs Broadchurch, and he's worked on Doctor Who under Stephen Moffat for a while now. He's gonna be the new showrunner, which is really cool, and I have a lot of faith in him. I think he's gonna do a great job. And I know people online are like, "Oh, I didn't want him to do it. I wanted to do it." Just shut up and let him do his work, And then it was announced that we're not gonna get our full series until 2017. Because BBC doesn't want to mess with the Euros, which is kind of like a World Cup, I guess, and like the Olympics and stuff like that, which I think would have hurt the ratings too and stuff. And that's smart of them and stuff. I think it's also that they're waiting for everybody's schedules to open up and stuff like that. And then now there's rumors that Peter Capaldi might be leaving, and I have not heard any truth to these rumors. So until I tell you anything about that, until my friend Dr. Freedom tells me anything about that, just, let you know. don't believe unless you're here for the B, which we've said before. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat, sorry guys. Don't believe unless you're here for the B, like Dr. Freedom says to me and stuff. I respect him and thank you. He's been keeping me, he's been helping me to stop, worrying about this thing. Here's the kicker. A little about a week ago, my friend Lee and I, hi Leah, Lee and I are both big fans of Doctor Who, and she has all the episodes, and I have a bunch of episodes too. But I like to watch them on Netflix too, so you know where I'm going with this, don't you? Fix that up a little bit. So, hi. Hi. Yep, like I said, my friend Lee and I are big fans of it, and one of my friends showed me a little article that said Doctor Who going to get dropped by Netflix. So after I had stopped having heart palpitations, which I really didn't have, I'm just kidding, I remember that this happened like the last 2 years on Netflix too, and that every year that they seem to get down to the 11th hour, to the final hour, and to the final minutes, and then sign a new deal, and everything's fine and dandy and stuff. That fine dandy like sour candy. Yes, that's from Simpsons. I know it. Niflanders. I'll throw in the Simpsons quote. And the past 2 years it's gotten, set back up on Netflix. So my thoughts were that, my theories were that, one, it'll get that close and get a new deal, or two, it'll expire and those work out a new deal and stuff like that. Then we find out that Hulu's dropping the show too, because this all has to do with BBC and stuff like that. Now, somebody told me that BBC is trying to start their own streaming service. Well, yeah, because the iPlayer flopped, and because they have nothing, they have no other way to do it except for on BBC America stuff that BBC and their wherever people live and stuff that. Here's the thing: the streaming service is not going to carry Doctor Who and Sherlock because of the deals with BBC America and PBS. So that can't be part of it. But even if it was, that's pretty cheap by them to pull the episodes down when you're not even ready. So you know what? And then I was looking at back and forth last night while I was listening to a podcast by a couple of friends of mine, and to hear these people were just freaking out. I'm like, well, what the heck's wrong? And like, it should still be up on there. I looked at it before I went to bed at 1 o'clock this morning, and it was pulled down, and I thought that was really cruddy. So thanks, BBC. And I don't blame Netflix for this at all. Netflix has gone out of their way to say that they are continuing to negotiate to keep the rights or to get the rights back, and I hope within a couple weeks we will have the rights back. But not only is it the new episodes from Chris to Peter Capaldi, it's also the classic ones. So thanks to BBC, we can't have it up on there, and it really bothers me that they do this, because I have friends of mine who told me they pulled it down in the middle of an episode they were watching. That's really crap. That's really cruddy. I was going to say it, therefore I shouldn't say that. It's really messed up that they would do that. You can't even let someone finish up their episode and then you pull the episodes down, huh? That's low. That's low. And all this news has just been like, getting punched in the gut, and then they hear this like getting kicked in the crotch, and then like getting kicked right down, kicked in the ribs. So to see people that I know have gotten their Doctor Who pulled down in the middle of an episode that they're watching. That's like WWE pulling down in the middle of a WrestleMania while people are watching. That's like CBS if they pulled down an episode of Supergirl while people were watching. That'd be like if TNT pulling down an episode of Smallville people. Well, I wouldn't be surprised if they did that. That's a different topic. I've talked about that before. And I have lost a little bit of respect for BBC, because if this is really just a money grabbing situation, that's really messed up, guys. The fact that you would do this, and the fact that you would do this to people in the middle of an episode that they're watching because it's time to pull down the episode and you don't want to give wiggle room, you can't even let them finish up the episode, that sucks. That's really low, and that's really good. That's real. That's like getting kicked in the crotch over and over again. That's really sad. As I have no doubt that these episodes will be back on Netflix soon. Netflix streaming. I have no doubt about that. I have no doubt, they may not be back on Hulu. And I have no doubt about that they'll be back up on Netflix. But for people, whoever pulled down the episode in the middle of somebody watching it, that's low and that's dirty. Because you want more money, because, and I don't blame Netflix. I know I have a problem with people doing this in the middle of an episode, and I don't blame Netflix. I called Netflix the other day when this article first came to my attention, and I was very nice with them, and they were very nice with me. And I think I talked to on 2 different occasions when 2 different articles came out. And the guy and the girl I talked to were both very nice, and they said that they're still negotiating to. I had the back of my hand itched. Yeah. And that they were very nice, and they said, thank you for being so nice. I said, thank you guys for being so understanding. They're like, no problem, we're negotiating. I'd be very shocked if it got pulled down. I will keep everyone up to date with this story. But I am not happy. And I don't blame Netflix, and for once I don't blame Hulu, because I'm not a big fan of Hulu, cause especially after them making deals with other people to take movies off Netflix, put them on their thing. That's not cool. That's not right when it comes to business. I'm actually on the side of Netflix and Hulu this time. For BBC to do this, or whoever's in charge to do this, when their streaming service isn't even working, it's not even, we don't even have a launch date for this darn thing. They haven't even said anything on BBC America or on the BBC website. Not only that, but for them to say that it's not even going to be on the streaming service, Sherlock and Doctor Who, they're 2 biggest shows, and they still pull it down, I'm sorry, but that's really sad. And I consider this a blackout like I think I talked about this last year when NBC and CBS got blacked out for me. And AMC Channel was about to get blacked out. And what happens is that these 2 sides cannot come to an agreement, and as it gets closer, somebody starts playing the commercials saying, excuse me, I'm sorry, not sure if I go straight at that. Somebody plays a commercial that blames the other side, and the other side comes back when their commercial that blames the other side. When it was AMC channel and DirecTV, it was pretty funny because I think it was DirecTV. AMC used to run little ads on the bottom of the screen that said, DirecTV is taking away your shows, and they used to have these little commercials. If you went onto the DirecTV website and app and stuff, that it would a commercial pop up, and then the Walking Dead zombies walking around. And it was animated. I got a kick out. I started laughing so hard on that, and oh my gosh, that it was saying that they were gonna take away the things, and that we're gonna be zombies with that. Oh my gosh, that was fun. That's right. That's when it comes down to they're being dirty against. If you put this out against me, I'm gonna retaliate. I'm gonna put this out against you. It's stuff like that. It gets to be childish stuff. Sometimes it's funny though. It's unfortunately, a deal was signed before it got to the final day or final hour of wars. But then sometimes you get it where NBC, CBS, were blacked out for a couple weeks, or a week or 2, I think, a couple of days, and then they went back on because they reached the deal on that. And that was local channels here. The worst one I could think of was when it was Viacom back in 2012, I think, and oh my gosh, that made me upset. That made me mad. I think it was out for a week or 2 because Viacom and DirecTV couldn't come to an agreement, and Viacom kept saying, DirecTV is trying to cancel your show and stuff like that. Say your shows, and you're going to lose your shows because DirecTV's a bunch of jerks and stuff like that. And they would say all sorts of stuff out there. And I think DirecTV was very classy with that stuff. That we're not talking about walking to commercial. I'm still laughing about that. The zombies walk around. If I can find it, I'll put it up on here for you. It was funny. If I could find it, I'll put it up on here for you. I probably could find it later or something. If I could find it, I could put it up in here for you. Sometimes they pull those down pretty fast, but if I could find that commercial, the Walking Dead, the DirecTV making fun of AMC channel, that was pretty bad. If I could find it, I'll put it up on here for you or something like that. But it gets to be childish. And then the Viacom thing that they blacked out for a week, and it was a bunch of channels it was Spike, MTV, VH1, Nickelodeon, Nick Jr., T-Nick. So I couldn't see 90s or all that, which is now called the Splat. So guess how mad I was about that. So yeah, I could laugh about it now, but I was too happy. And it's I think it was the day The Dark Knight Rises came out that we finally got put back on there. But it's pretty much the same situation as a blackout. It's somebody doesn't want you to watch this. The other person doesn't want you to watch this. It comes down to people being childish. And then somebody doesn't want somebody to watch it. Somebody doesn't want the other person to watch it. Somebody's mad that somebody's using a name calling. Somebody's mad that somebody's yelling at them. Blah, 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 blah. It's children, go settle down and have juice and a cookie and shut up. You know, it's like, it gets to be, these are all supposed to be, businessmen, very mature, and then they start, like, throwing mud at each other and throwing food. It turns into one giant food fight. It really does. I'm sorry, but the only ones who lose out are the fans, because, Netflix and them lose money, and BBC loses money, because they don't have the attention. But guess what? The fans lose out because the fans don't get to watch their shows. So the fans are the ones who lose out because some people are being immature. And I'm sorry about this, but like, I truly believe that we will see Doctor Who back on Netflix. If not necessarily Hulu, Netflix definitely. I could imagine it being the sole one that they aired on. Right now, it's on Amazon Prime. So if you want to go check it out on Amazon Prime, go check it out. Go check it out on Legal Channels, please, guys. Don't pirate the stuff. That doesn't help anyway. It takes money away from Peter Capaldi and stuff and other people like David Tennant and Matt Smith and stuff when people pirate stuff. And I don't like when people pull out my stuff, pull out my shows. But it's like, I just had to get on there and say that. And I've had people tell me that, like, Brendan, you need to make a video about this. Oh, believe me, I wanted to do it for a while, and I just wanted to make sure to see what's going to happen and stuff like that. Because I want to get on here and go, they're going to pull down the shows, and at the last minute they make an agreement and nothing happens. But yeah, they pulled down the shows. I'm a massive Doctor Who fanatic. If you could see the Keep Calm, I'm the Doctor shirt on, keep calm, he's the Doctor, he's gonna fix this. But yeah, it'll all get sorted out and stuff like that. We'll have it back on Netflix in a couple of days or a couple of weeks. I have no doubt about that. In the meantime, if you have Doctor Who DVDs, break those things out and watch them DVDs, Blu-rays. I know that at Walmart, that parts 1 and parts 2 of season 9, series 9 have been released. Those are under $20. I believe part 1 is under $17. Part 2 is under like $20. And I know that there are petitions going around to get it put back on Netflix. If you want to set a petition, that's cool. Petitions are always a good way to get people to notice you. Because I remember, I've seen, shows come back via petitions. Star Trek came back in the day for season 3 due to a petition, due to fan outcry and letter writing and stuff like that. So it does work. Just be polite when you say it. I know we're all angry about this. I know I'm angry for people because, excuse me, had to swallow there, excuse me. It was stuck in my throat. We're all angry because, we've been impacted by this, and friends have been impacted by it. Friends of ours have been impacted by it. When they're pulling stuff down in the middle of an episode, that's just cruddy. That's mean, and that's snotty, and that hurts the fans only. It doesn't hurt. It does their BBC, it does their Netflix. It's like, it hurts Netflix because people canceled memberships and stuff like that. But so, and then if BBC does a streaming service, I'm sorry, I'm not paying for it. I will not pay for that because I think that's dirty. That's dirty, dirty. If they did that, then that's doing it dirty. And I don't think, like I said, they told the Nerdist that the Doctor Who with Sherlock will not be on that streaming service. So I don't get this whole thing. It's coming down to money. It's coming down to somebody wants something, somebody does what, I give it to them. Like I said, I truly believe we will see Doctor Who back on Netflix sooner than later. I just don't like the tactics that they're using. I think it's just really sad. This comes from a Doctor Who fan who is a massive, massive, massive Doctor Who fan. And for crying out loud, I have a Doctor Who calendar up on my wall right now. It's got Claire on. I just switched it to February today. I have the books, I have DVDs, I have Matt Smith's Pop, where he's got the fez on it, he's got the mop and stuff that. I got shirts, I got belts, I got all sorts of stuff, for crying out loud. I got the side screwdriver, so I'm working on all sorts of stuff. I'm trying to see if I could get another thing here and stuff, so, yeah, it's just, excuse me. It's just sad to see this happening. If you want to go on iTunes, you go on iTunes and buy this stuff. It's pretty cheap out there, too. It's like, I'm sure it's like $5.99. It's anywhere from $5 to $10 to buy an episode. You can buy your favorite episodes. You don't have to worry about, buying other episodes unless you want to buy episodes. But it's just a sad situation. It just feels like I said, you're getting punched in the face, you're getting punched in the gut with the other news about Stephen Moffat leaving, about no new series until 2017. I do have to say that to get off my bed. I do have to say that we will get a Christmas special this year. That's guaranteed. They're going to do a Christmas special for us this year. But we're not going to get a full regular series / season until I just remembered that ad again. the DirecTV saw me. It's popped to the bed again. We are going to get a full season in 2017. We're going to get the Christmas special this year. But I mean, it just feels like you're getting punched in the gut and you're getting punched in the face, and then with the news about getting pulled off I keep wanting to say DirecTV, sorry guys, off Netflix, you know, with the news about getting pulled off on Netflix, it just feels like get kicked to the crotch, and then you're like with the news that they pulled down in the middle of an episode, the Ed off of Hulu stuff, it just feels like get kicked to the ribs when you're down, like you're getting kicked when you're down. You know what I mean? So I will keep everyone up to date on this. Hopefully, a couple days, this will all remedy itself. And I think we will see it back on Netflix sooner or later. It may take a couple days or a couple weeks, but I think we will see it on there later. Thank you for letting me rant and rave. Like I said, I'm gonna try and do a video tomorrow about Bret Hart. Right now, Bret Hart's dealing with some stuff. That just poor man. I hope he feels better soon. I hope the surgery for it goes well. I guess he's got prostate cancer. We'll talk about that more tomorrow. We're gonna try and lighten it up a little bit more tomorrow. We'll talk about like Lucha Underground, we'll talk about Legends of Tomorrow, we'll talk about what's going on with CW, what they're doing right. We'll talk about more stuff, we'll talk some stuff coming up, so I just rather get out there and rant and rave for a little bit. And thank you guys again for letting me talk. I'm going to go as a coffee. I have that coffee yet. It's like February 1st. Happy February to everyone, guys. Go watch the Doctor Who, go watch some macaroni and cheese. That's what I did last night, macaroni and cheese. I listened to podcast stuff. I will keep everyone updated. Like I said, hi Lee. Lee and I are both big, massive Doctor Who fans and stuff. So please stay tuned to my Facebook channel. I will let everybody know when stuff happens. If I can, I'll break in and stuff. And my friend Dr. Freedom tells me stuff too. Dr. Freedom is on YouTube, Dr. Freedom, DOCTOR space FREEDOM. Give him as much credit as you can because he tells me this stuff too, and he's a really nice guy. And I follow him on Twitter. He follows me on Twitter. He's a nice guy. If I hear anything for it, I will let you know. I give him all the credit. He tells me this stuff. He deserves all the credit in the world because he keeps me on my toes. I'll tell you that one. But he keeps me level. And thank you, Dr. Frieda, for letting me do that. Let me credit you my stuff. I'm gonna go have some macaroni and cheese. I guess pizza later. I'm gonna get some coffee. Have a good day. Go watch Doctor Who. Yell at the BBC or something. I'm just teasing. Talk to you later. Bye, guys.